Hi, my name is Charles Roberts. I'm the president of Your Castle Real Estate, which is a residential real estate brokerage that's based in Denver, Colorado. And I want to show you a metric that we follow really closely, which is the connection between months of inventory, which is how long it takes to actually sell out the inventory currently on the market. The higher months of inventory, the slower the market. The lower months of inventory, which is what we've experienced the last few years, the stronger the seller's market. So we're going to compare months of inventory and how that affects the average price of a home. So let's look at it through time. Say 1985, what we had was months of inventory quite high, and what you saw was appreciation was relatively low, and that makes sense. A buyer's market is when there's more supply than the demand, and that means months of inventory is high. And what you see when there is a high months of inventory is prices not going up too much. But you also see in real estate things changing over time, and they did change. And what you saw into the 80s, getting into the 90s, is the months of inventory go down and down and down. And what that did, of course, was to begin to affect the market. It became balanced for a while, and then it became a seller's market because there was so little inventory. So this period of time right here, there was an average of only 3.2 months of inventory, and we had this enormous appreciation cycle of 13.7%. Now let's move on here. For this period of time, we had months of inventory of 6.1% on average, and average appreciation only 0.8%, which is quite low. And then we'll finish with today's market, where you have very low months of inventory, and of course you all know we've had skyrocketing prices averaging over 10%. So here's a couple of takeaways. One is, as I look at the market, I literally look at months of inventory all the time, the supply. That's what I want to know, because that's a somewhat of a leading indicator on where the market is going. But there is a fallacy to that, because things happen, sometimes they take a long time, and sometimes statistics don't actually tell you what they think that they're telling you. And that's where you have to be very careful. While in big picture decades, we absolutely see a correlation between months of inventory and average price, what I would suggest to you and anybody looking at investing or purchasing in a market is don't be too specific on it and think, well, last month, months of inventory went up, so the market's going to crash. Things happen more like in decade periods of time, not year periods of time. If you want to learn more about this, feel free to contact any of our agents. We love talking about this stuff. And also sign up for any of our free classes at yourcastle.com, and we can get into this in more detail. Thank you.